Spaghetti list. This one reminds us of the 5 fights that most inculcated the Mexico-Puerto Rico rivalry into the lore of the sport. January 14, 1979, Wilfred Benitez decisions Carlos Palomino. Title fights were still 15 rounds at the time. Victory for Puerto Rico. August 21, 1981, Salvador Sanchez knocked out Wilfredo Gomez in the 8th. The Mexican Sanchez was the James Dean of boxing, dead in a car crash less than a year later. Career record 44-1-1. December 3, 1982, Wilfredo Gomez knocked out Lupe Pintor in the 14th, getting a form of revenge for his loss to Sanchez. November 21, 1987, Julio Cesar Chavez knocked out Edwin Rosario in the 11th. Rosario was a classy puncher, but Chavez was unbeatable at that time. And July 26, 2008, Antonio Margarito over Miguel Cotto by 11th round knockout. Circumstantial evidence later made clear this was almost certainly a criminal beatdown with loaded gloves. It leaves all of Puerto Rico with a lingering grudge, even though Cotto later got and easily won the rematch. In fact, you cannot accurately assess Miguel Cotto's career without talking straight about that fight. There's a reflex to say that you can't prove a criminal case solely on the strength of circumstantial evidence, but the truth is, you can. On July 26, 2008, Miguel Cotto entered the ring in Las Vegas as the top-ranked welterweight in the world and a significant favorite over Antonio Margarito. Cotto was a special talent, 32-0 with 26 knockouts, and in the first 5 rounds that night, he fought at what looked like his offensive peak, mesmerizing both the crowd and Margarito with movement, fast combinations, reflexive counterpunching. But here and there in those early rounds, Margarito would land a shot, and Cotto's response began to demonstrate that those blows packed a wallop with which he was not familiar. By round 7, Cotto was desperately retreating from a full frontal assault, and when he twice took a knee and surrendered in the 11th, he was bloodied, marked, battered, thoroughly humiliated. In his very next fight, Antonio Margarito was caught with plaster of Paris in his gloves prior to entering the ring in Los Angeles against Shane Mosley. Suddenly forced to face Mosley with nothing more than conventional tape and gloves on his hands. Margarito wasn't even a pale imitation of the beast who had stalked and eventually bludgeoned Cotto. The smaller Mosley backed him up and hammered him all over the ring, knocking him down in the 8th and out in the 9th. In November 2009, it came to light that odd pink stains visible on Margarito's hand wraps after the Cotto fight exactly matched pink stains on the illegal hand wraps that were seized in the dressing room in Los Angeles. So that's the case, and this jury convicts. If you're wondering what Cotto thinks, just visualize all the outer evidences of interior emotional anguish that have marked his path in the past 7 years, most particularly the tattoos, the reluctance to smile, the angry exits from the ring whenever the judges disappoint him. He's been great, but the fact is, we'll never know how great Miguel Cotto really was. The glory of that was robbed from boxing the night he was beaten and concussed by an opponent wearing illegal weaponry. His fights with Pacquiao and Mayweather came later. They never had to deal with what Cotto was when he arrived in the ring that night. Loaded gloves were a 50s movie cliche. That it happened in the 21st century boggles the mind. In the name of Miguel Cotto, it must never happen again. Thanks for being with us on this edition of The Fight Game. And be sure to check out TFGO.
London. Everybody in the house make some noise. I want everybody in the house to say, ho! Yo, Chuck, kick it to him, man.
A ballad behind bars, or you could say real rock from the rock. An unusual musical happening in a most unusual place. The state prison
I got a letter from the government the other day. I opened and read it. It said they were suckers. They wanted me for their army or whatever. Picture me giving a damn. I said never. Here's a land that never gave a damn about a brother like me and myself, because they never did. I wasn't with it, but just that very minute it occurred to me. The suckers had authority. Cold sweating as I dwell in my cell. How long has it been? They got me sitting in a state pen. I gotta get out, but that thought was thought before. I contemplated a plan on the cell floor. I'm not a fugitive on the run, but a brother like me begun to be another one. Public enemy serving time, they drew the line, y'all. They criticized me for some crime. Nevertheless, they could not understand that I'm a black man, and I can never be a veteran. On the strength of situations unreal, I got a raw deal, so I'm looking for the steel.
Hey, yo, Chuck, you serious? You in the justice, man?
Word 'em up. I'm looking for that steel.
Yo, man, we gonna break you out of there, man. We ain't going out like that, man.
Don't you know they got like Oliver's neck, I had to get off. My boys had the feds in check, they couldn't try nothing. We had a force to instigate a prison riot. This what it takes for peace, so I just took a piece. Black for black, it's our time to cut the leash. Freedom to get out to the ghetto, no sellout. 6 COs we got, we ought to put their head out. But I'll give them a chance, cause I'm civilized. As for rest of the world, they can't realize a cell is hell. I'm a rebel, so I rebel. Between bars, got me thinking like an animal. Got a woman CEO to call me a copter. She tried to get away, and I popped her twice, right? Now I wanna get nice. I had 6 COs, and now it's 5 to go, and I'm serious. Call me delirious, but I'm still a captive. I gotta rap this time to break as time grows intense. I got my steel in my right hand. Now I'm looking for the fence.
Hey, yo, Chuck, we got the dope plan in effect. G, word to the strength, man.
I'm looking for that fence.
Word, I got the 98 posse, Professor good for the S1. Yo, Chuck, we coming, man.
As I ventured into the courtyard, followed by 52 brothers, bruised, battered, and scarred, but hard. Going out with a bang, ready to bang out. The power from the sky, from the tower, shots rang out. A high number in dose, yes, and something close. I figure I trigger my steel stand and hold my post. This is what I mean, an anti-nigga machine. If I come out alive, then they won't come clean. Then I threw up, my steel bullets flew up. Into my surprise, the wall and tower blew up. Who shot what, who, what, the bazooka was who? Into my rescue, it was the S1W. Secured my getaway, so I just got away.